Hugh Jackman is 100% on Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds' side and can't wait to be deposed. Meanwhile, America Ferrera?
Like, is she there just to produce kids and to give them that family image? Well, Hugh Jackman has just spoken out, sort of, and he's 100% behind Blake and Ryan. We've got to get into the details.
You thought Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds were Hollywood's golden couple? Think again. Because Hugh Jackman, yes, Wolverine himself, just dropped the charm and entered the battlefield. And the bomb is about to detonate? It could level Ryan Reynolds' empire. What started as a lawsuit is now spiraling into one of the most shocking betrayals in celebrity history. Because behind the witty Instagram banter and perfect family photos is a twisted web of manipulation, silence, and strategic destruction. Hugh Jackman isn't just a witness in the $400 million lawsuit filed by Justin Baldoni. He might be the smoking gun. For years, Blake and Ryan sold us the fantasy: effortless love, supportive parenting, picture-perfect careers. They were everyone's favorite Hollywood couple, a rare example of fame and romance working in harmony. But behind the glam, insiders say their lavender love story was anything but pure. And now, those whispers have erupted into a public war, complete with defamation claims, intimate misconduct allegations, and industry blacklisting. The phrase making rounds in legal circles: undetectable smear campaign. A perfectly orchestrated destruction with no fingerprints. Enter Justin Baldoni, actor, director, and the man who dared to challenge Hollywood's darlings. What began as behind-the-scenes friction during the production of It Ends With Us exploded into a high-stakes lawsuit. Baldoni accused Blake and Ryan of defamation, sabotage, and malicious character assassination. He claims he was painted as an intimacy predator, with comments about Blake's weight and inappropriate remarks twisted, exaggerated, or entirely fabricated. The damage? Over $400 million in alleged career losses. But here's the twist. This wasn't just about one man's downfall. This was about control, and who's allowed to hold the spotlight in Hollywood. While the headlines scream Blake versus Baldoni, one name quietly emerged in the background: Hugh Jackman. Once Ryan Reynolds' partner in pranks, he was Hollywood's favorite nice guy, charming, loyal, and famously private. But that silence shattered when Jackman was formally deposed in the lawsuit. Fans were stunned. Why Hugh? Why now? As it turns out, he may know exactly how deep this goes. Sources close to the legal team say Jackman witnessed multiple behind-the-scenes interactions that could dismantle Reynolds' carefully crafted persona. And the worst part? He may have kept quiet for years. To understand the weight of Jackman's involvement, you have to rewind to one of the most beloved bromance in pop culture. Ryan and Hugh were the ultimate odd couple, roasting each other online, staging fake feuds, and starring together in superhero blockbusters. But what fans thought was lighthearted fun may have been something far darker. Behind the camera, Jackman allegedly felt used, reduced to the role of the good sport while Reynolds stole the spotlight. Interviews were tightly choreographed, skits skewed to favor Ryan, and any deviation from the script? Shut down instantly. It wasn't banter, it was branding. One incident in particular marked a turning point. During a press event for It Ends With Us, Reynolds allegedly orchestrated a skit mocking Justin Baldoni, publicly humiliating him while Jackman stood by, visibly uncomfortable. According to sources, Hugh was pressured to go along with it, even though it violated everything he stood for. That moment left a scar, and it's when insiders say Hugh began distancing himself from Reynolds. The fake feud slowed, the collaborative posts stopped, and the quiet friendship that once seemed unbreakable, gone. Then came the premiere. Hugh Jackman, who had nothing to do with the film, was reportedly told to attend It Ends With Us to show support for Blake and Ryan. Meanwhile, Baldoni was allegedly forced to enter through a basement entrance to avoid them entirely. Jackman later told friends it felt staged, performative support for a film whose production had been anything but ethical. That same week, the legal wheels started turning, and Jackman's name landed on a deposition list. When news broke that Hugh would be testifying, the internet lost it. But what really shook Hollywood were the whispers that followed. Leaked messages, private chats, and claims that Jackman had kept receipts, from years of subtle manipulation, staged antics, and allegedly toxic on-set behavior by Reynolds. Remember, Jackman recently divorced his wife of 27 years, and people close to him say this emotional unraveling made him more willing to tell the truth, no matter how ugly it looked. Among the most damning evidence, a string of text messages that allegedly show Reynolds mocking Baldoni during the development of It Ends With Us, referencing him in the context of a character fans know as Nice Cool, a parody superhero who makes disturbing comments about women, power, and image. At the time, these lines were played for laughs, but re-examined under the lens of the lawsuit, they now feel like sharp digs at Baldoni, turning workplace cruelty into viral content. Jackman reportedly expressed discomfort with the character's tone, but was told to trust the vision. What makes Jackman's potential testimony so dangerous is his proximity. He was there. He saw it. He allegedly sat in on meetings where Baldoni was berated, excluded, and ultimately iced out of his own project. He witnessed Reynolds' micromanaged control, from creative decisions to how others were portrayed in the media. And as Reynolds' closest friend, Jackman's betrayal isn't just personal. It's explosive. And this isn't just a he said, she said. The stakes are sky high. Baldoni's $400 million lawsuit against Blake and Ryan is countered by Blake's physical harassment claim, a move insiders call strategic and deflection-driven. Legal experts say both cases hinge on credibility, and Jackman might be the tiebreaker. His words could vindicate Baldoni or bury him. But more importantly, they could permanently damage Ryan Reynolds' reputation, a brand built on charm, control, and the illusion of balance. What's especially disturbing is how this entire scandal blurs the line between fiction and reality. A superhero parody spiraling into a real-life legal crisis. Characters written to push boundaries now echoing actual accusations. Fans once laughed at Reynolds' offbeat humor. Now they're watching clips, wondering, was it all a joke or a warning? Meanwhile, Blake and Ryan continue their public silence, appearing together at select events, smiling for the cameras, pretending the walls aren't caving in. But the industry isn't buying it. Sources say multiple studios have paused development deals, and Disney is closely monitoring the situation. And as the court date approaches, all eyes are on Hugh Jackman. Not because he's Wolverine, but because he's the one man who saw it all, and may finally be ready to speak the truth. One thing's clear, the genie is out of the bottle. The carefully curated image of Hollywood's favorite couple is starting to crack. And when the cameras stop rolling, the real show begins.